So many of you have seen reviews of the MAXOAK Bluetti 1500, which is over $1,000 in cost. For that little, it's not little, for the big thing. I think it's a pretty cool system. I mean, Wheel Pros and Hobotech have both given pretty good reviews to it. It's big, it's blue and white for you guys who haven't seen it. Like I said, it's a 1500 watt solar generator or solar power station. Both words are being used now, I think, because there's been so much backlash about the word solar generator. But the problem is a lot of people still search in search terms for solar generator, so you can't really 100% take it away, no matter how much the solar snobs want to be like, it's not a generator, it doesn't generate anything. Okay, it's a marketing fucking term, okay? Get over it. I didn't say that. Solar snobs are funny. I say that as a person who now has solar, but sometimes I think some people are like, it's not that they're not intelligent, it's not that they don't know what they're talking about, but they can be a bit snobbish about it. Anyway, I'm not gonna say much about this right now because Dawn from the past did an unboxing of this at the same time she did an unboxing of this. So this video is mostly to focus on the unboxing and the initial testing, and then I will check back in with you. How's everybody doing? So today I'm going to be unboxing this guy. Now ideally, Dawn from the future has already showed you, which might be the present by the time you're watching this video, has already showed you our new refrigerator. And the purpose of this is just to power the refrigerator. This is the MAXOAK Bluetti. I saw Will Pros review the 1500 version. I think it was 1500. He didn't say anything really bad about it. I mean, for Will Pros review, it got a pretty high rating. I basically had $300 to figure out a refrigerator, and about that with very little wiggle room. It took a little wiggle room to pull off what I hope will work, but it's a combination of the Bluetti and the Coolio fridge. But this particular unboxing is just for the MAXOAK Bluetti, which is what I'm using as a power system, 100% dedicated to keeping my items cold. Let's just read a little bit on the box here. The specifications. The battery has a 200 watt capacity. It is a lithium ion battery. It says that it takes 7 hours to charge on a wall and 4 hours to charge by solar panel, but it's very unclear what wattage of solar panel they're talking about. I'm pretty sure a cheap solar panel isn't going to charge it faster than charging it in a wall outlet. The continuous output power of this is 120 watt max, which is good because the Coolio thermoelectric fridge, it's not really like a fridge. It only has like a 50 watt max output, at least according to the paperwork. The rated output voltage is 110. It has one USB port, one 12 volt 10A port, and one type C port. The biggest downfall to this is the limited amount of ports, it seems like. But because I'm using this mostly, I'm sure I'll end up using, plugging other things in when I need to. But the idea is that this is the power source for the fridge, and only that. Fridge. It's not really a fridge, but I'll get into that in the fridge unboxing. So let's go ahead and open this up. Boop. Boop. So that's the device. It's really pretty, really stylish. I like the little logo on the front. All of the stuff I've read on the side of the box about information about the batteries on the bottom. Compared to the first power station I ever had, which I no longer have, which I did a video about on my power, this looks really, really sleek. Like, it looks really, really cool. It's kind of heavy for its size, which is interesting because the whole pull of lithium batteries. It's sort of they're lightweight. Like this isn't heavy, but it's significantly heavy. I'm thinking it's because the casing is adding to that. I don't know what else they have going on in here, but it's like the whole point of lithium ion batteries is like they're pretty heavy. Now, like it's not that heavy, but it's also not that light. Like you can feel the weight of it when you pull it out the box. In fact, it almost surprises you because of the size. It has the logo on the front. It's very thin, which I like because it'll be easy to hide. I mean, my biggest question right now, and you've already seen it because I'm not going to put out this video until I've already done it. But my biggest, issue also was figuring out a way to power the fridge because it's going to be the biggest sort of continuous power I need. And it's, even though the Coolio only has a 50-watt pull, it still needs it continuously. So this is something that needs to be active most, if not all of the time. I'm sure a closed door holding food can like continue to hold it cold for a minute while the fridge is down. Like it's not a freezer. There's not going to be like frozen food. Literally it's for like keeping cool items cool when I get them from the market so that they last a little bit longer. So this is what the device looks like out of the box. It has a really cool display port, which is something I also like, so you can actually see what's going on. It's not powered up yet, and so it's going to be like a difficult call as to how much I like that until I actually use it. Instruction manual with a warranty, which I love. It has an inspection card, and then it has the manual. Okay. We're going to put all this back in here because I probably will refer to this at some point. So the question is, where are the cables? There is a lot of like space holder foam in here. Good, it's a little micro box. Look, just a lot of space holder foam after that. All right, so cables. We got a nice little pack here. So we have the 12 volt. This thing is really cool. Like I really like the look of it. So there is an output here. So basically for this guy, if you're doing 12 volt output, bam, there you are. This is the charging cable. Once again, input, and you can plug this into a 12 volt slot in your car. There's this thing, which looks like some type of converter. I'm not quite sure what this is, so we're just going to set that to the side. We got a Type-C to Type-C cable, which will be useful for not using it with this, but because this has a Type-C charging slot, if I did have a Type-C to Type-C and all of my other power was out and this was still banging and still keeping the fridge cool, then I could also use my Type-C to Type-C to charge that device via the Bluetti. And then there's this wall outlet, which is really cool. It has like a green light on it. So that means you'll be able to tell that this is receiving power. I've had some designs like this, like these little thin cables, especially with moving around in the van, they tend to split a lot. So being able to see that green light actually wouldn't help because this would be getting power and it just wouldn't be going anywhere. I don't know. So there we go. We have our AC power, our Type-C to Type-C charging cable, our 12 volt charging cable, our converter thing for unknown situation, and then our 12 volt output adapter. So what we're going to do with the Bluetti is we're going to see if it actually, how long it actually takes to charge. There is literally no charge on this, which is interesting because almost every battery I've gotten, except for the Bluetti, actually came with a charge despite the box saying otherwise. But this may be a perfectly good thing. So we're going to plug this in, and we're going to plug it into a wall outlet, and we're going to see how long it is to charge. If you don't understand why I'm in a house doing this, I have a pet sit. I'm in the middle of my van build right now, but I'm assuming you're not going to see this until afterwards. So we're testing the Coolio as well. We're just going to set up the Bluetti, like right beside it. Right now I'm setting this up to see how well it cools, or that it cools as promised, on AC power, which is back here. We're also going to hook the Bluetti up for 7 hours, which will hopefully give it a full charge. And then the second test, after we make sure this is cooling, is that to see how long this can run this. And like I said, it's really great to have this pet sitting opportunity where I get to test this in a house, and that I don't have to do this sort of blind hope in the van. And if it works in the house, and something goes wrong in the van, I at least have something to measure sort of the success or failure against. Because if I know this works independently on AC power the way it's supposed to, and this works independently on AC power the way it's supposed to, it's just a question of what happens when I combine them. I'll probably have better means to troubleshoot. But I need to know, especially if I need to send things back, that this is operating the way it's supposed to, and this is. And if they don't, at least recoup my money. In which case, you'll never see this video because it won't make it into the final van build, and I'll still have my little plastic cooler and be trying to figure out to get something that's more suited to my needs. But I'm really hoping that you guys are watching this video right now, and that you're getting to see the Bluetti and the Coolio being tested, because they've already been successful. But we will have to find out. I mean, I think I'll keep the Bluetti no matter what. If the Coolio can't do the job, it definitely needs to go back, and I need to think about other solutions. Okay, so we've unhooked that. And so my idea is that this will always be plugged into the car, so that every time the car starts, this battery is charging. But once the car is off, there's still battery power here, and this is hooked to this. So that's the ultimate plan. I don't plan to be unplugging this and replugging this. This will always be hooked to this, and this will always be hooked to the car. When the car is off, it'll be using its stored power. The car is on, it'll hopefully be passed through charging. So that's the hope. All right, and so we plug this here. All right. And our display is up. This is great. And we are coming in at 28 watts. There's no power being pulled. And there actually was a partial battery charge on here, so that's good. All right, we're going to give this guy 7 hours. We're going to give this guy 7 hours. And, we'll see if they can work together after we make sure they both work. How's that sound? Good morning. Got my morning tea here at this pet sitting house. Don't think I'm misrepresenting. It says. Anyway, so the fridge and the battery both charged all night. Well, this charged and this just ran all night. I really can barely hear this thing. Like, there's a fan going, but I barely hear it. As for this, it is, in fact, and this video is about the battery, so we're going to focus on that. There's the display that's up, and I have a fully charged battery. So I charged that overnight. It actually wasn't empty, so I'm not sure if it actually takes 7 hours to charge or not, but that's the box prediction, and we're just going to go with that because I'm actually in the middle of my build, and you're seeing this as done from the past just to give the battery sort of a better focus for anybody who's like considering this battery. But there's our 100% amount, and obviously it's not pulling or emptying anything because nothing's plugged in. And so this button is for that. These buttons just activate either your DC or AC ports for charging. So I could plug something in right now and it wouldn't work unless I hit the button that activates that charging mechanism. So it's fully charged. The next thing we're going to do is plug the fridge into it and have the fridge run off of this and see how long it actually takes, you know, if I'm working all day and just checking on it periodically, how long it takes for this to be depleted by this guy.